So she's going to have her burger and the tablet in it. So the abscess, you can see, is on the right side of her mouth. So antibiotics are given through mints, and a little bit of mints in there will do the job for her. Cytotax is the antibiotic I give them, which is a pretty heavy duty antibiotic, and should clean up that little bit of infection. They do get infections, not all the time, but this really is basically just an abscess. So Winnie and Peggy. Peggy is the one down the bottom here. Peggy is her twin. These girls were born and bred here. They are absolutely adorable, and you can see both otters are very hungry. 8 years old. So Winnie and Peggy, Canadian otters. River otters will normally only have a male in season. So the season of the otter is twice a year, 28 days. So effectively the only time romance happens with the otters. The male otter has a territory, anything up to about 12 miles. You can have quite a few romances in that territory. You know what I mean?
Isn't it over there?
They do, yes. Now we've got this lovely salmon donated today, so they've had their tablet.
She's had a
Not for
us, will it?
That's a Scotch salmon. They will eat loads of different things. Things like fish, obviously, trout is a favourite. But they also kind of like things like eels. Now eels, as you probably gather, are very difficult to come by these days. Eels would be an otter's favourite. Now look what Peggy's doing. Because she's got an abscess, she's offering her sister her food. So they are very close, these two. So Canadian otters have a big territory then. Delaying pregnancy is part of the Canadian otter magic. So they can delay for anything up to 11 months.
Kind of hard for them.
No, that's pretty
Them
impressive.
bits are around the outside bit.
Holding their breath underwater for about 8 minutes. They have little flaps over the ears and nose. This kind of acts like a snorkel. So all you'll see at the moment is bubbles. So 8 minutes underwater. The top speed of an otter in water is 7 miles an hour. So they achieve it with doggy paddle front feet, back legs the power, and the tail does the steering and direction. Land speed of an otter is about 18 miles an hour, 180. So they're kind of faster on land. Now they're related to badgers. Badgers of course have basically a very short front feet and the back feet very large. So they're actually very ungainly. But 18 miles an hour on land. They have little flaps over the ears and nose then, so otters can hold their breath underwater for about 8 minutes. The tail is the magic one, where you can see the otter there directing the tail left and right, such as the rudder. It's an accelerator, so the faster the tail goes, the faster the otter goes. And of course balance. So balance is very Now Canadian otters can have up to 5 in a litter. They're endangered in parts of Canada, and this is a project we have as a bloodline. Pretty rare these days. None of the otters are locked in, they don't hibernate, they have basically full run of the paddock, and they are semi-nocturnal. So as we're going around feeding them, you will find now, as it's the last feed, they will actually sleep for a lengthy period. So a good time to see them during the feed. Pools are cleaned every day, so it's fresh water. Collective, a group name for otters. It's called Romp of Otters. See, they're pretty good at romp. You can't beat a bit of that, can you?
Would he have food in his
British
mouth?
otters, I'm going to show you next, are in the underwater viewing area. So hopefully they can come out to play. The shady bit next, then the underwater viewing area.
You see all the waters?
Lara.
What you doing? Wee.
Right, look at this then. Look at that. Just for an underwater. Right, little ones at the front, big ones at the back. Okay, we're all okay, yeah, that's great. Big U shape, little ones at the front. Little ones at the front, big ones at the back. You're okay, mate, you get up front. Little ones at the front, so you can see alright. And you, mate, come on, let's go, you get in the front there. Cool. Alright, now, wow, what a bit of magic have we got here then? Well, this is a British otter. Shy, secretive, very wary of people. It's very difficult to spot in the wild. Not this one. This is a tame one. I've had him at home basically for a long period of time, getting him better. He's had a lot of oil in his fur. He's brought into me with basically an injury which had got into his lungs, which are affected by the oil. So it's very similar to the seabirds that have obviously a lot of feathers infected by oil from tankers. So Sam, as we brought in with that effect, the actual oil came from a boat in a local tributary near Totnes, and it affected all the wildlife and really decimated all of it. So that's a big minus of what we're fighting at the moment with the river. So Sam had about 8 months getting better. In those 8 months, you probably gather he's got pretty tame, he's got used to me spoiling him. You can't do anything else but, because he's injured, and obviously giving him food, you have to do it yourself. He can't swim properly, can't breathe properly, so another reason he stays at my house for a period of time. Great animal is a lodger, but very smelly. So regularly have otters back, obviously bottle feed them. We then assess them. We give them a period of time to do ottery things. It's called dehumanisation. Baby otters at the moment, bottle feeding, up to 3 months is fine. They don't remember me, and they go back where they normally are in another kind of area to deal with live fishing. A further length of time before we can release them, as they need to get streetwise and forget me. Anything up to 3 months is pretty cool, but we can do it. Anything over, if they're established otters, they get used to you, you can't basically dehumanise. So Sam has basically spent a long time with me, he's used to me, and he obviously loves people. I've been looking after otters here for about 20 years, I've never had them this tame, and he really is amazingly intelligent, so super intelligent. Bubbles then, what you're seeing is The Rings of Bright Water. It's a very famous book by Gavin Maxwell. You may or may not have heard of it or read it, but it's a famous book, it's out in the shop, and it's The Rings of Bright Water, so it's a great name. Look at Sam as he goes by, his little eye over the otter to curvature, so that you can see in the water. His ears and nose are pinned back, Jack's like snorkel and goggles. So the goggles basically enable the otter to see underwater, and the actual snorkel effect is kind of like us using a snorkel in water, I suppose, best way I can describe it. So the ears and nose have bulbs on it, so when the otter goes underwater, all you see is bubbles. Top speed at the moment is about 7 miles an hour. You can see through the window. Mr. Sam will show off for you. He knows when it's nearly here to be fed, so this is a little thing he does every time he hears my voice. So he'll come down here and he'll show off and then he'll speak. Now he has got a girlfriend, she's pretty gorgeous. She should have relation, not that she's gorgeous. She's come from Cornwall, she's called Tegan. Very pretty little thing. I actually call her Tegan because Tegan is Cornish for little princess. So you'll see her in a minute. She was hit by a car. It's taken me a year getting her better, and obviously the bond between me and her you can't break over a year. So the ones we keep are the ones that basically aren't going to go back, are too tame. Various stories as we're going around, I'm telling you, hopefully you're getting the gist of what it's about. A lot of people don't get what it's about. If you've never seen an otter before, wow, this is what you paid to come and see. But the magic is then just looking at them and observing them. And when you think they're still pretty rare, they are endangered still. And 20 years ago there was over 25 species of otters, only 13 left now. So that's due to us and what we've done to the environment. So they are pretty magical, and to see an otter this close, this tame, hopefully, is the magic. Lots of boxes all around, guys, of rescue boxes as a scrub. Basically, just go and see what happens. Any time, day or night, so it's 24-hour rescue. Map on the wall behind is a little dart, it covers all of Dartmoor, so it's and all the money goes into this. I always say thank you, as literally all the money goes back into keeping this going. Kind of ways to help, really, if you just enjoyed it, pass the word on so I can ask you. If you haven't, come and have a chat with me, and we'll help you. Alright, so I'm Tim, let's go and see Sam now. He's the big one, Tegan's the small one. So we're going to go top left now for more otters, Sunny and Tegan.
Oh, they're amazing to look at underneath the water, aren't they?
Yeah. That's well spotted.
I was keeping an eye on it because I thought if he's playing around over there, they're going to potentially be here. Oh, oh, they're gone. Disappeared into the mist.
What you're seeing then, Otter turning his back on you, not that he's being rude, in the wild he's had to work for that, and no one is going to steal. So, classic otter clothes there. The bubbles in the otter's fur is the waterproofing, so there's millions of hairs there, and that oily fur, you see the bubbles rolling off of it, that's his waterproof. He's a male, he's a dog otter, so I'm giving him little strips of salmon today, so it's a lovely treat for him. This is donated by a local lady. Sam is about 4, he's a rescue otter then, and look how tame he is. He has had really a lot of problems in his 4 years. Oil in his lungs, not being able to breathe properly. Basically, he's had a lot of oil in his fur, which means he's not been able to swim. So he's totally reliant on us, and the loving kindness we've given him, look what we got back, amazing trust. So I guess the moral there in life. Sunday is a dog otter. Tegan, I'll try and get out for you. She's probably having a little sleep in there. Tegan is very pretty, as I say. She is a lot smaller. She'll be coming out of trap 1, which is about. Tegan! Pretty girl! Tegan, Tegan, Tegan! Different time! Tegan! So Sam, the male, aged roughly about 4. He's fine, yeah. Okay, now I'm going to drop the fish down. Now, Sam will come off the river. There's an escape route there. This is a good clue if you're looking for otter. Alright, we've got the gap in the river, we've got footprints. 5 wet thickets. The tail is basically a magic one. So you're going to get a tail print and you're going to get footprints. Classic otter. Hole in the ground there is an escape route and a straight. Remember I mentioned the otter bill at the beginning. Right on the rock there, that little black patch is right, some more on that one. So, everything you need to know for otters, how to look for them, gap in the river, straight, and the footprint. The hole to the left of him is where they live, obviously, they're underground, semi-submerged. Twigs by a hole will attract the male, when in season by a female. So there's another good clue for looking for otters. Within a sanctuary, about 20, wild about 10. So, not as long, obviously. Same problems, dust, roads, pollution, and chemicals. The family of otters with these would be about 3, usually 1 male, 2 females. The most important thing about this type of otter is they only get together in season, so similar to the Canadian otter. Waterfalls and weirs are great for the otters, a lot of oxygenated water. It's a good food source, and otters will spray on those areas. British otters are called lucha lucha, which means the water dog. I've got a little boy here, would you like to pick some of your fish? Right, this little guy here, what you have to do is throw it in the water, wait for him to finish first. So, what's your name? Ori. It's called Ori. So, you've been very attentive towards the otters, so let's see if we can get some. So, hang on to it for a minute, hold it for a minute, and we'll just get it from over. Sammy! Sam!
Oh.
Great throw. Alright. There you go. So what he's doing, he's going to the side with it, and he's taking the tail off, and there, that's his lunch. Okay, that's it then with Sammy. Let's go do squeaker next. Next game for this one.
This one, I think? Yeah, got one there. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, they're little.
Well then, let's go and see our lovely Mr. Squeak.
We can see where it's got Mr. Squeak.
Right then, Mr. Squeaks. Mr. Squeaks, as you can see on the rock here. I'm going to try him with some salmon to start off with, to see if he's going to have the salmon. This is not on the menu, so we're now going to give him bits of trout. So you can see with Sam, a bigger otter, these are obviously a lot smaller. Now if you look at Mr. Squeaks, you can see that he has little hands. The hands are 5 web digits, they used for digging, and these guys are foragers. Now the little girl to the right is his girlfriend. She is called Pepper. Pepper is dead cute, as you can see. She has a lovely chocolatey brown fur. This means that she's able to swim very well. Get her in the water a minute. Here she goes. You can see the kids swimming out from Pepper. Pepper is about 18 months old. Mr. Squeaks is roughly about 15, so he's quite an old otter. Lighter fur of the otter simply means basically not able to swim very well. I'm afraid with the otter there. A lot of his natural oil, which you see in Pepper, has basically gone. So it's kind of like my kid going grey, I suppose, or me going balder, I suppose. So that's yeah. So the vocals you're hearing of the otter are called whickering. The whickering is a kind of noise that otters make, and there are 12 different vocals. So Pepper in the water, quite happily there munching away, little hands, 5 web digits. Now, British otters obviously are basically only together in season. These little guys will stay together for life. So life means life, and they bring their family up as a unit. The enrichment program with otters is very important, so I tend to give them things like fish ice lollies. Hard-boiled eggs are pretty good, and lots of other things, for example crabs, live crabs. So otters need an enrichment program to get them active and alert. So Squeaker there, very, very vocal otter, and they have 12 different vocals. Right, there's Pepper, which is getting in the water again. Holding their breath for up to 8 minutes then, and top speed 7 miles an hour. The hay is chucked out every day by the otter. I must mention that, so as an observation. You can see that there's loads of hay there. That's garbage, so it's kind of like this, chucking the garbage out at night. And fresh hay is given to them every day. So they are very clean little animals. The otter cooch, whoops, sorry Mr. Squeak, right in the eye. The otter cooch is kind of like a swan's nest, and it's a very important part of the otter's diet, made up with basically hay, grasses and wildflowers.
And not liking the salmon, are they?
They don't like the salmon, no. It's only because they're probably not used to it. They're used to trout, of course, which Mr. Squeaks loves. So, yeah, they will get used to it if there's nothing else. And I bet when I walk away in a minute, he'll eat it because there's nothing else. Okay, thank you ever so much. About half hour left, guys. Thanks for listening. We've had a good day. The magic is them, and hopefully that lovely warm smile. I hope you remember your visit and the magic of otters. I'm Tim. Thank you very much. See you guys. Thank you. Cheers.
Can I have an otter?
No, it's illegal. Cannot
Get me a
have.
toy one. From the store.
Does he do the salmon? No, he's
Mr.
looking.
Squeaks, he doesn't
Oh no,
want
he's
the
found a bit of trout here.
He's going to go for his girlfriend's food instead.
Yeah, he's found that. Says I stole it. Yeah.
It's sad what he was saying about the oil spill and the one called Sam over there, the fur and the lungs. They had an oil spill off the coast of Tasmania, but near Georgetown when I was little. And it got to all the fairy penguins. But my nan knitted hundreds of little jumpers.
So they stop them from like cleaning up the oil.
No, little jumpers. Penguins had to wear them to keep warm because it ruined all they couldn't ruined all their natural oils, so they couldn't.
Whilst they were and
so while they're being cared for, all of the old literally every grandma in the town was knitting jumpers, hundreds of them a day, little tiny jumpers for penguins. It was great, real team effort that was. I just remember seeing tiny penguins in little knitted jumpers by my nan, thinking,
Nan's a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see.
She used to knit so fast. She was literally knitting hundreds of little jumpers a day.
Let's check out the salmon. Is he doing that? Actually eat it?
No, that's
he's searching.
That's the girl one.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Squeaks. I'm not sure about. Have you got some photos as well as videos, or
mostly video? Yeah.
Oh well. It's proper squeaky, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mr. Squeaks. You should give them a cuddle, really, don't you? I had no idea they were related to badgers. That come as a real shock to me. They don't look anything like